Alright guys, welcome to another GQAzndood Gaming podcast. I'm here with a few people. Say hello everybody.
Hello.
Alright, so everybody introduce themselves. Who is everybody? I'll go first. I'm the host, GQAzndood. This is my podcast. To my left is...
That Asian kid.
And how do people know you?
Hey.
We found him on the street.
I play Overwatch, did a couple of things with GQ Asian back in the day. Too Asian for You was the main thing.
In 2014.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's it.
Alright. Next.
Faynix level 1. And that's it. Nobody knows me for anything.
Well, that's...
It doesn't work.
You gotta sell your channel now.
No, I'm good. I'm not gonna sell my channel.
It's just all red. There's no one here.
What?
Play Dead by Daylight.
I did was open this.
I don't know where you're... He's probably over there
Chill,
somewhere.
son.
Alright, Charles.
KooKachooKumar. Just play a lot of PlayStation games. I have a Twitch channel with the same name on it.
Yeah, you might want to spell that.
Oh, yeah.
I get it wrong all the time.
KooKachoo. Kumar. Kumar.
Alright, and I also have our newsmaster today. We're going to talk about a few articles. Danny. I don't think she plays games, but she has an Instagram, right?
I have an Instagram.
Where can they find you?
Danny Snaps.
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 Like you go crazy? Like snaps?
I snap pictures everywhere.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Alright, so what's our first article?
Okay, first article. 11-year-old killed after 400-pound step-grandfather pins him down.
Wait, so Grandpa did like a wrestling move at him?
No, he
Batista
sounds
bomb.
Okay.
Frog splash from the top rope.
So apparently this kid has some aggression issues, and he had an altercation with
he had it
his
coming.
grandmother. Yeah, I guess.
Oh, Grandma, no.
But his grandpa tried to restrain him, and he's 400 pounds, and, well, he kind of crushed him, I
Wait,
guess.
the grandpa was 400 pounds?
How did he even move to restrain him?
I
Grandpa
don't
gave too much
know.
love.
First of all, yeah. Did he just fall on the kid? Like,
He had to sit on his face to kill that
It
He
just said,
pinned him, so it probably like
kid. Suffocated his
ripped him.
ass.
yeah, he probably just tackled him on the ground and held him down, but he was probably... Okay, so in the article it says that his dad's mentioned that he's autistic, and...
the kid.
Yeah, the kid.
Okay.
The kid is autistic, and
I still don't feel bad.
they sometimes have aggression problems.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
I feel a little
He
bad.
probably lashed out, and his grandpa just kind of...
really know how to deal with
So
it.
I think Grandpa was just trying to stop him then.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
problem is when you touch someone who's autistic and they get angry, they get angrier because
They
they,
get
don't want to be
stronger.
touched.
It's like waking
So
up with
you have to...
Yeah.
That's not how you soothe anybody with autism.
So how do you stop him then?
You,
don't
you just
stop like
you have
that.
to restrain them. He's way too big to be doing this,
Okay.
obviously, but... Like, I took care of an autistic kid, and I had to restrain him a few times, just
Yeah.
hold him down and put pressure.
Did you do it?
Usually have to
Yeah,
develop,
it takes a while. You just have to,
you have to
lay on
develop
them.
like coping methods and stuff because sometimes they trust certain people and they'll,
Oh, okay.
you
Like,
learn
don't
to like,
touch me.
say words
Yeah.
and stuff that
Okay.
calm
It's
them
like
or,
the Thor
go to your
Ragnarok.
room and tantrum there.
The
or
sun
something.
is rising.
No. The Hulk, please calm.
Yep.
Okay, so where was this at?
This was in Texas.
In Texas. So they're white.
Well, I mean, that's what a 400-pound grandpa could be.
400.
I wish we could show a picture. This is the grandpa. Yeah.
Okay, he looks like a wrestler.
Oh, he looks like a biker.
Yeah.
Was
Dude
he
looks
at
like
that,
he eats
He
pizza.
doesn't.
parking lot shooting by any chance?
The what?
The parking lot shooting
Oh.
in Texas.
He doesn't look
Oh
like he's
my
400
gosh.
pounds.
So like,
It's
yeah, like,
quite normal, but
do
he's
we
like
know
fucking
if he like
wide.
fell on him or did he just like try to bear hug him or like what?
Probably bear hug, I
Yeah,
would
he did
imagine.
He was probably just really strong. How old was the kid? 11?
11.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
like 11.
Yeah,
That
he was
really
probably
sucks.
too strong for his own good.
Too strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the kid's
So-
dead.
Control
So
it.
are like, is the grandpa like
and
going to
me.
jail or what?
He is facing charges of reckless homicide.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
about
grandpa went Captain Insano on his ass.
He wrecked him. That poor child.
Yeah, it says that he was deceased as a result of positional asphyxiation or compression.
Yeah, okay.
So he grabbed him.
Did the kid have like what if it was the grandparents were the actual real parents?
It seems like he was living with the grandparents.
Oh, but
Oh,
his parents
okay.
are still around?
The dad's around. It
Side
says
grandpa.
nothing about the mother.
Oh, okay.
Well,
That's sad.
I mean, it might be that the
unfortunate.
grandparents just take care of them too, because like a lot of parents can't deal with autistic kids.
Oh, clearly.
But I mean-
he was probably having a shitty day and was just done with it. He's like, no, fuck you.
I know, but you just can't.
Be quiet,
do that.
Randy! And he's just like choking him.
No,
Randy
man,
has a bad
it's like
day
the
every
Mishima
day.
family blood test. He's just like, oh my god, let's all get
He
out.
was throwing something off
Let's
of a
all get out.
cliff. He literally fucking sat on him or held him.
He would have held him because if he asphyxiated, he would have had to like crush
Yeah,
him.
he was.
I mean, he could have fell on him.
The kid was
Samoa
probably
Joe
like super.
Coquina clutched him.
Like super angry but super
Oh.
weak at the same time. Probably couldn't handle the 400-poundness, you know.
Yeah, well, he was 11.
Because kids will like
Yeah,
they'll
11-year-old
hurt
kid, that would've
themselves
snapped
too
his
when they're
neck.
raging.
So it's and then you
Honestly,
know.
could have been his like fat roll that
They'll
snapped his
just-
neck.
They'll just attack other people and then they'll attack themselves and then they hurt themselves a lot too,
You know.
which really sucks. And you don't want
Yeah.
that.
That's how you rock him.
Well, it seems like it was kind of a normal thing for him to lash out because it says that the police come here all the time for him.
Oh jeez.
Oh.
So it's
What
a
a great
regular
living
thing.
example.
That
Yeah.
sucks.
So Grandpa's going to jail, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks because like he was just trying to help.
I
You
mean,
know.
maybe, but we don't know if Grandpa's like as nice as he sounds either. I mean,
Well, let's just assume
could've been an
everybody's
accident, I
nice because we can assume that kid's an asshole. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
but I mean that's the
Yeah,
thing.
but
Like with
Texas-
autistic, you kind of know what to expect, but with like Grandpa, he
Oh
might have
my
been an
gosh.
abusive asshole.
That's
Fine.
true. Was
Yeah.
he drunk?
You know what kind of
Was
things
he
you're
drunk?
probably going to experience, like what they don't like. Usually don't like being touched or like certain things. You don't talk about certain things.
And everyone gets it different because, you know, the brain's so complex.
Yeah, like my
There's
one of my
nothing-
cousins
like, when I was-
angry.
Taking care of that autistic kid, I like researched autism way before I started
Which is
going to his
standard.
place, and it was
You need
nothing like what any of the stuff on the internet said. Obviously,
Everybody's
'cause the
different,
internet sucks,
yeah.
but
Internet lied to me.
yeah.
Because there was a kid I took care of, like literally the only way to take him.
Like took care of it.
Kill somebody. But the kid has wild spurts where like he gets just pissed off and angry, and he can't control himself.
Yeah.
So he starts pacing, but like if anything is his way, he'll like hit it out of the way.
You just can't help
You
it.
just
Yeah,
give them room
you
to
just
do
you
their thing.
literally like the parents said you have to hug him and sometimes just rock him and then he'll calm down. It's like a soothing method for him.
Yeah, it like
It's like a
calms the
lullaby.
nervous system.
I wanna calm somebody with a people's elbow. That's what I wanna do.
That's
Calm
not-
down.
That's not calming.
This is like a unconscious calm
That's
down.
how
That's a
you
permanent
kill
calming.
11-year-olds.
It's a permanent
Calm
calming.
No, James, new thing. Just watch a guy named Samoa Joe, his signature, the coquina clutch.
Yeah.
He puts them to sleep.
What's the Texas version of that?
So this was the cure.
Shotgun to the face.
Grandpa.
Well, I mean, in this case, it's grandpa to the fucking throat.
No.
God, that sucks.
Yeah, that
Right,
sucks.
that
Like
poor kid,
no,
though.
like yeah, there was no ill intent there. It was just like
Can you imagine, like,
I mean, I hope
what,
not,
would,
but-
what he thought when he realized that he killed him?
well,
I
yeah,
didn't know because
just went limp.
Yeah, like
I couldn't even feel him with all that fucking 400 pounds in the way.
Yeah, I
There will
think
be more to the story here in a few days.
yeah,
He
it looks
probably-
like both sides of the family like it's a shitty situation.
He probably like
'cause-
tried to restrain him until like he didn't feel anything. Like it stopped. you
Well,
know? So he
yeah.
stopped and then realized he was dead.
Well, the grandma in her 911 call said that he was holding him. His husband was her husband. Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
His
Her
Words.
husband was holding him down. He got sick and then he just passed out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then just didn't wake up from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a shitty situation. You know, it's terrible.
horrible.
Where was it in Texas? Yeah.
I don't know.
Albuquerque. I don't know.
Albuquerque.
Why isn't
That's
it
New
enough?
Mexico.
Man, I said it up. I said it up. I'm bad at math.
Straight up.
What is happening?
Albuquerque.
Okay.
All right.
Got any good news for us? Jeez.
Oh well. Okay.
No, there's no good news.
No.
News isn't meant for good things.
This could be some like weird shit where like man jerks off on billboard.
Again.
Kitten
Well,
survives
here's
grandpa.
an older one if my phone will load. Why does our internet suck?
Because. Oh yeah. Speaking of internet.
sponsored by Fisher Price.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, God.
We'll get
No,
to
wait,
it.
what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say the internet is in danger again.
Yeah,
net neutrality.
Of net neutrality. I think the guy that's trying to do it, he's a politician, and he's like, Indian, pointing at you, Bashar.
Hey, that guy's a scumbag, so...
He wants all the internets for himself.
What's all the porn to
So, pretty much, if you guys don't know what net neutrality is, in short, you guys know what happened with the Star Wars Battlefront loot box thing?
Mm-hmm.
So, when you buy a game, they microtransaction you all the features and special things you can get and download of the game. Net neutrality is not any different. So, right now, you get one internet from your ISP. But if net neutrality goes away, companies can funnel your internet connection. They can charge you for email. They can charge you for only watching specific websites.
Like throttle you.
Yeah, throttle you. And there's all these bad things about an internet without neutrality, because now they can monetize any piece of website or just information you get.
Yep.
You know, they can even block you from certain things if
Yep.
you know they don't want you to access to it.
I mean, would people be stupid enough to vote that in?
I mean,
you'd be surprised.
It hasn't really worked much before.
What's going to happen? I think what's going to happen for net neutrality, it's going to get pushed, right? And then some actor is going to touch somebody, and then we're going to be focused on that while ignoring net neutrality. You know what I'm saying? That's like a typical government tactic.
Yeah, the diversion.
Yeah.
thing,
So that sucks right now. All I've been doing is sharing all that stuff on my Facebook to make sure all of my friends know about it.
Yep.
So it's
The biggest issue that we have is that Obama put this up, so hey, who's our president? Oh, Obama did this, I'm gonna take it down.
right.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Well, this is like the third time they tried.
Oh, they've been trying, yeah.
Yeah, they've been trying.
It always
hard.
does get shot down, which is nice.
Yeah,
But I mean,
and-
hoping again.
I actively go on the government petition site to say, hey, I don't want net. Yeah,
I feel like
don't
people
want
are
this.
they're gonna keep trying, but it'll probably just never work because people
Well,
don't want that. Like people,
They're
nobody
gonna
wants
keep
that.
trying, which is fine. You have all the right to try, and one day we're just gonna we're gonna be distracted with something, and we're not gonna realize it happened. And then next thing you know, we're paying to go on websites.
I
It
hope I'm
sucks.
dead.
We're gonna be paying to actually play for a video game.
Yeah, and imagine you have to pay every video game that you play because they're funneling the connection. You know,
and they could do it to the point where oh hey, you want to log in on this day? Fine, there's a daily fee.
Yeah, and
Everything's
yeah,
just
exactly.
Yeah.
Everything's
Just
just a sub MMO.
yeah, it gives private companies more power to control what you do on the
It's
internet.
like the healthcare insurance thing.
Yeah,
Same
well,
thing.
it's all about money,
They
clearly.
throttle what you get for care based on how much money you can pull out of your
Right.
pocket.
Well, speaking of internet, did we get a connection on that?
Yeah.
Oh god,
So,
scared.
don't be
Daughter dies.
dies. No, how about this man has been living in a coconut tree for nearly 3 years.
Same grandpa.
What the hell
Like,
do you
does he have a coconut tree house?
No,
That'd
he's
be
just
dope.
I forget what the story is, but he got scared of something and he climbed up this 60-foot tall tree, and he's been up there for 3 years.
Like, he hasn't come down?
He hasn't come down.
How do you stay alive?
Coconuts.
And this is in the Philippines, so imagine
That's
the
why.
weather.
That's why.
Bitch, why do you think I said coconuts? How many
No,
bitches
man,
are
Filipinos,
But I mean,
ultimate
coconuts
race.
only last so long. Like, how
Yeah.
It has the protein.
People
it has
must
the
be
drink.
bringing him stuff.
Yeah, it's in his yard, and his
What an idiot.
his
Your house is right there.
I know.
I mean, it's garden. Somebody's like,
He's like, no killer gonna get
It's like
there.
it's like normal guy.
Like one day he's just like, oh shit, Ghost of Colonel Sanders is in my house.
Yeah.
I'm gonna live in this
We are not
fucking
touching
tree.
this.
Yeah.
You know what?
Exactly.
He heard about Battlefront 2 like 3 years ago. And they
He's like,
ran out of that
I'm
tree.
protesting. I'm staying here for 3 years.
I think he got hit in the head by something, but
I bet.
By a coconut.
why'd you go up higher then?
I don't know.
Anyway, yeah.
But
Tell us more.
His mom has been sending up food for him.
Okay.
And she's been taking care of his 2 kids while he's been up
Whoa,
there in this
what a-
tree.
Hey.
You know that
Typical
tree-
Filipino.
Okay, so
You ain't growing a tree.
his mom comes there and starts feeding him and
can't
taking
climb
care
a
of his
tree.
kids, and this man climbs up the tree claiming he's scared of something. So, like, basically, he just doesn't want to take care of his children and climbs
He's
up the tree
coward.
to make an
I
excuse.
don't know. I think he's still losing in this situation.
He's still losing it in general.
I mean,
Imagine his grip because of all those storms and stuff.
he's
down
so
there.
buff.
Hold
God, that
on.
man has
Dude.
Have you
a
seen?
tiger
Have
grip.
you
He's
seen
a
some
small-
Filipinos? Those
he's
little
middle
scraggly,
school.
angry monkey guys. Like,
Dude, there's like
anything.
claw marks on the tree and shit.
Dude, they climb shit. It's
They
scary.
do.
They're
I've
good at
seen.
that shit.
I've seen a Filipino climb
They
a tree
have
with his
grip,
like
man.
feet and hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just
That's how I
like
climb
it's
it.
death grip.
I just imagine him doing like Mulan
He's probably,
style.
probably sitting near that top part because there's that flat
the
rocky
weights
part.
and shit.
Oh, yeah.
So you could probably sit up there comfortably for a little bit.
Well, I hope so. He
Okay,
has to
so-
sleep up
Good
there.
thing it's not
Coconut
fucking
tree.
like Florida or some shit because we have a killer
Can you
bees
imagine
that
him
live in those
taking
trees.
like using the bathroom?
You saw mom bring it up.
What does it do a bird? Squat in the tree.
You ran
Yeah, exactly.
ran out of
It's mom
leaves.
though.
And it fertilizes the goddamn tree.
That's nasty.
Gets
Oh,
bigger.
Well,
His neighbors
Alright,
are just like, oh look, he's
So this is
taking a deuce.
this is a Filipino guy stuck in the tree for 3 years.
not stuck. He chose to be up there.
So the
He
answer
chose
did
the.
that.
Wait, so does he ever come down?
He stuck himself
They
there.
had to cut the tree down and slowly bring it
Here's
down
the funny
to
part.
not hurt him.
It took 3 years.
because
So the answer would have been just to scare him back down again. A chainsaw would do that, but So, like-
You said 3 years, right?
3 years.
what's his description of being out of the tree?
I don't know. It doesn't say anything after he got out of the
Probably
tree.
died.
Can you imagine being like in a tree for 3 years and then touching ground?
Could you imagine being so
Being
scared of
able to
something you
walk
climbed up a
around.
tree and stayed in it for 3 years? What scared this man? The white devil came to his house.
Blue-eyed white devil.
Did
Stephen Harper.
Did they explain why he got scared? Or?
All I know is that he just got scared of something.
Yeah,
Responsibility?
Probably responsibility.
Yeah.
Taking care of his kids and shit.
Typical Filipino.
His mom was moving
Asians are
home.
lazy.
I don't want to pay the bills, and then he like just goes
So he
into the
just
tree. He goes up the tree.
He probably tried to
Fuck
convince
you.
his
Yeah.
Fuck you!
He's probably trying to grow 2 new
Can you-
trees for his kids. He's like, if we live outside, we don't have to pay bills.
Can you imagine the conversation? Come down here, Santiago.
No, I don't want to.
Mom puts the plate on the ground. She's like, you
can't
don't have
get
somewhere else
me.
to come down right now.
No.
Imagine what the first year was like. Like, the first year. I mean, 2 years after that, it's kind of like he just does the same thing. But the first
I
year.
couldn't even imagine the first fucking month. Like
people,
really?
but people will be coming to your house. And
I mean,
they're
the first
like,
hour, I'm
"What are
like,
you
fuck
doing
this
up there?"
tree. Come climb my ass back down. Like,
Yeah, like get all tired.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I
He's
miss
gonna become
my
one of those,
bed.
like, he's gonna become like local folklore. Like people are not gonna believe this man lived in a tree for 3
That had to
years.
be a big ass tree for him to like
60
sleep on.
feet.
Yeah, like, we have a
Huge
picture of this dude.
Tree, man.
I mean, if it was me, then I would have been up there.
Like
You
the-
can't see him, but he's like up in that tree.
What a
He's like
savage.
way up
He's a
there.
savage, dude.
You can't see him.
Oh shit!
Savage.
Yeah.
He's like up there.
He's like perched as a leaf.
He's like, look, I'm a fraud.
Just hiding in there.
He's like from Strange Addictions, the girl that lifted the
come down
furniture.
here now.
My favorite part is not only did his mom send up food for him, but also he asked for cigarettes.
Of course.
So he's not losing it. He's not scared of anything.
He's just lazy, dude.
He's trying to get away from doing stuff.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
3
he's
years
just
is quite a
lazy.
conviction.
I'm not here now.
No, my bro.
What a conviction to not want to raise children. Holy damn,
Is
classic.
it his
Having
wife? Like,
Marlboros?
yeah, like what's the deal with his wife and kids then?
His wife died in 2000 while giving birth to their second
You
child.
asked for that one.
She came back as a ghost.
Maybe that's what scared him.
Yeah.
Her ghost.
This, I'm out.
She's probably been telling them how to take care of their kids from the grave.
At least he was civil. I would have burned the fucking house down.
With your kids in it.
I don't know if
Real
climbing
nice.
up a 60-foot tree for 30 years counts as
I think
civil.
the
It is if it's against the house. If there's a ghost in the house, it's either the tree or the fucking house burning down.
Better climb that tree.
The crazy part is like it took 3 years for them. Like, okay, it's time to cut down the tree. Like
Well,
why?
They asked, and I guess the people that cut it down, they didn't care enough to cut
Oh,
it down
okay.
until his mom, who is 63, started. She couldn't take care of his kids anymore. She couldn't keep getting up to take them to school and make them food. And
Damn.
What a
So they
horrible
finally
son.
decided-
Grandma.
What a
I
horrible
know.
son.
That's Filipino grandma right there.
She sounds great, but he sounds like a horrible human being.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
They
of
should probably-
course.
they
This
should
is all a
probably give them-
scam.
They should probably give those
Carry the
kids to a
family.
family
They
who like
always
actually
fucking carry
deserves
the
them. Social services time.
Oh, if they're on like an island, there's no social anything.
I mean, those do exist. It's just a little bit more horrible. Some dude walking in your house, taking your kids and leaving.
Any more Filipino jokes for us?
That's Filipino
Orphanage.
moms for you, though. They will carry that family.
Yeah, except that she couldn't at this
Don't
point.
take it so hard, James.
The
I'm
tree carried
offended.
him.
I'm offended. You got any more racist Filipino news in there?
I don't know. Do you want that?
Wow.
I can't
okay.
actually kind of. I want to hear. I want to hear all the other stuff.
Triggered.
What? Okay.
Subway.
Well, how about the man that blames a car accident that killed an 18-year-old girl on his in-car breathalyzer test.
Okay, repeat that, please.
Okay, so man blames in-car breathalyzer test for crash that killed 18-year-old girl.
So, the drunk blamed
So
the
did he have,
breathalyzer
like,
test.
a previous DUI or whatever, and he has to
Yeah,
blow into
so
that.
those
So it's
things where you
nice.
have to
So he
blow
blames it on the
before
machine
it-
for killing the girl.
Yeah.
What an idiot. Okay, continue.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, do continue.
I'm sorry you got a breathalyzer for fucking driving drunk, you
Yeah.
piece of shit.
I thought he was trying to say that he was mad at an accident that killed a girl
Well, like,
probably drunk driving,
essentially-
and then now they put the breathalyzer test in the cars, which means that now he would have one. So like sometimes if you use mouthwash and you go into a breathalyzer test car, it actually won't let you go.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
'cause it has
exactly.
alcohol in
Yeah.
it.
So like
It
literally-
won't start if it
I know, but
detects
I mean like
alcohol.
mouthwash.
I know.
But-
Most people would just wake
apparently-
up and do that.
Apparently, this one, they told him that he has to blow in it every 15 to 20 minutes. So he was,
That's a huge.
he
amount
went
of,
to
like,
blow
It was
into
a
the thing,
freeway.
and he wasn't looking, and he hit the girl.
Oh, so like he was like, oh, I have to blow in, or my car will stop.
Asking a guy to blow into a thing every like 20 minutes, like that's ridiculous. I
Yeah.
mean, you can
That
get
is
traffic for
kinda
like
shitty,
you can take
yeah.
like Ferndale and you get the whole wage break to use a breathalyzer.
Breathalyzers work.
I mean,
Yeah, I
it's-
thought like you keep.
I
you
thought
keep
that's how
it
you
on
turn
until you
on the
turn
car,
it off.
yeah.
the whole point is
Yeah.
that when you get in, it detects it and then it goes, oh no, you got too much alcohol, and it locks it down so you can't go anywhere.
Yeah, maybe like whatever he did before this was super
it must
bad.
be like it must have been like kind of like a probation. But I mean,
He was probably like,
asking him to do that's even more dangerous driving. Like you're asking him to do something worse.
I know, like
Might as well just take the keys
because
off
like
the car.
okay, for example, in Washington, like if you're doing anything except driving in your car, that's already illegal.
I assume the
Yes.
stipulation was that he was supposed to stop, use it, continue, but
Probably.
he probably was in traffic and was like, screw that, and
Yeah.
tried to do it and hit her. So, I mean, it's still his fault, but I mean, it's still partially their fault for creating a more dangerous situation for him. Because asking someone to just not drive isn't really fair.
Okay,
People
so-
know how it works.
We know that it sucks, but what happened? Was she like playing in the street? Like,
She was walking home from a friend's house.
oh, okay. So what was she?
She 18 playing in the street.
No, like I'm saying, like was it like?
Was it dark or like?
Yeah,
what
was she not
was
paying
the
attention,
day
or was she like
condition?
standing on the sidewalk and then the guy was like,
because if the setting was like nighttime, then obviously he might have had something to
Yeah.
drink.
Sometimes
but-
that's
It
rough.
was nighttime.
Oh,
Oh yeah, see,
was she
Oh,
dressed
shit.
like a
But
ninja?
even if he didn't drink, I
Yeah.
mean, sometimes you can't see people even then. But I mean, if he just went down to use the breathalyzer, it's like he wasn't looking.
Well, can't you like pull it up to you? Like I've never
In
seen
the car,
Yeah,
I think
I've
they're
never had
kind
any
of. I
of
think
those.
they're like a piece. Like you can't. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think you can take them out.
because I know isn't it like a hose though? Like
It's like a hookah in your car.
yeah, like a hookah. Yeah.
So much
A
hoses,
reverse
everybody
hookah.
wants
They just
hoses.
put a hookah in there with like
But
attached to the
even then,
computer.
like a breathalyzer in a car is really sensitive. So like even if he had had one drink or something, that would have been almost too
Spray
much.
cologne
so
in
like,
it, you can't
there's
drive.
honestly no point in him doing that.
Here's the thing: like he'd be at the wheel, but the breathalyzer should be next to the ignition, but it's always face level.
But he'd have to like get close to it to
Yeah,
actually give it the amount because it takes a
Yeah.
certain couple seconds, right, to actually
But-
do that. But I mean, he'd be driving while doing this. That's
Well,
really stupid. He should have
He
stopped.
probably has one of those things where, like, if you don't blow into this in the next 10 or 5 minutes, like, it'll turn off. So
He
he
100% should have stopped.
Yeah.
It would have been
So.
easier.
or like wait till you get to a stop sign or light.
Yeah, I get
pull,
that.
but pull over.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
And I imagine that must have been part of the rule if he
Yeah.
had to have.
So he's also not a good. I mean, he's a drunk driver,
Not a
but he's
good
also not a
citizen.
good driver. Period.
This
Yep.
could also happen because it says here that usually when you blow into it and it detects alcohol, it'll lock itself
Yeah.
for 5 to 30 minutes. So the fucking idiot, instead of blowing in it once to start up the car, he kept doing it because he's retarded and decided to drink, blow into it, lost the car, and he can't fucking do anything, and then it hits the girl. So it's his
Yeah.
fault originally.
Like
That's
yeah,
what I mean. They're so
Yeah.
sensitive that even like one drink would have been too much.
yeah.
if
The
he was
car
driving.
could have locked on him too.
yeah, because it has an interlock system to where it just locks the car.
Granted, when this
But it's still his
cars
fault.
lock, it's-
Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, granted, I've never had a DUI. No, I'm assuming none of us have had one.
Yeah,
but if you get
yeah.
one, I would be like, for me, I would just be like, all right, well, I guess I'm not drinking anymore.
First of all, you should be drinking. Period.
Yeah, you
Yes, I know.
definitely have
Thank
one
you,
of those.
and I haven't.
been
It's
doing good.
been a month since I've had.
But I mean, even the times we were drinking, we didn't decide to, oh, let's fucking go drive off right away. No, we took like an hour or two just to walk around and like
With you
get out of
guys,
the
yeah,
system.
I've done that.
And even though
Yeah.
the car,
Chicago James has done it multiple
if
times.
the car
Yeah,
locked
like
on
James
you
is
from
Chicago
like the
James.
from the test, it should have instantly braked though.
Yeah.
Because it's the same system as the system that stops like when you get too close to a car now
Oh.
and auto brakes. There's no way he should have been still going at a force that would hit a girl and actually kill her.
Yeah, he's
So it didn't lock. He just kept going. It was like okay, and then by the time he got up, he just hit. This
he
poor
probably
girl.
he probably hit the girl and then like, oh, I gotta blame this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, easy scapegoat.
Which I mean, it's blameable, but I mean, the fact is, you still hit her.
What
He's-
time?
he's
or
still
what
a bad
time
driver.
of the
You're
night
still
was
in
it? If you know, or does the article say?
I think it was near midnight.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah.
Yeah,
He
see,
probably
this-
wasn't paying attention.
Probably was drinking.
This is a lot against him because it either would have been too dark for him or he was too fucking drunk. Or he probably got somebody else to blow into it, and then he fucking decided to lock it himself like an idiot. But
Sometimes those
Yeah.
breathalyzers though can detect from a pretty good distance in the car. So like even if you were just like I said with mouthwash, you wouldn't think they'd use a breathalyzer in your car if you just use mouthwash, but it can tell anyway. If it senses any alcohol content, it locks. So I mean,
So what's the next like step for this guy's punishment? Clearly, like breath
take
of
his
life.
license away.
well now he's gonna get
he's
what?
clearly going to go to
manslaughter?
jail
Yeah, he's
now.
gonna go to jail.
It's gonna be like-
Vehicular
You
manslaughter
know,
now.
you know what they should do? They should get a bunch of drunk toddlers with bumper cars and have them hit them.
Oh my god!
That would be like the the irony.
A bunch of
Just
drunk
strap him in the middle of the fucking
Yeah.
the go-kart racing.
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
Yeah.
And
The
you
next
like,
news article tomorrow
Run for
when
your
James gets
life.
arrested
Yeah.
for suggesting toddlers get drunk and drive.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
A bunch of
In
4-year-old
today's
toddlers.
news,
I won't drink, guys.
Hey man, if
That's
you know
you.
how like in JK News Joe has Jomalia. Like, if I had my own kingdom, that would be like the
That would be
justice, the
what
justice
they
for
would
that.
do.
Yeah,
4-year-old
yeah.
toddlers
A
drunk.
bunch of toddlers like hitting you with their like.
But everybody's car would be a bumper car, so it would be no accidents.
Nah, it's
High
not.
speed.
Is there any
No,
information
yeah.
on the
You
girl
could-
that they hit?
You want a
the
drunk
girl that
toddler
died.
kingdom, so you're gonna have to
no
deal
safety.
Is there any information on the girl?
with this. Toddlers are
Like, was she a decent human being? Anything like that?
She's dead though.
That sounds really
Do you
accusatory.
want to hear
Victimized.
her family's statement on her?
It's always good.
Yeah, because all it is she was larger than life and
Oh my
loved
god,
and
it must
But
have been a
I
white
mean-
family too.
What are they supposed to say? Yeah, she's a piece of shit. I'm happy you hit her.
If it was a Filipino family, like yeah, he's drunk all the time, never home, all the boyfriends, good
now,
for her.
now we don't have to pay anymore.
Walang hiya. Like yeah,
It
shit
still
like
just
that.
like sucks because she got killed in such a stupid way.
She probably deserved it.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh.
like that's a Filipino family.
It's
Yeah,
backhand compliments, yeah.
yeah, they
Yeah.
always do
Yeah,
that.
for us it would have been
That's
like,
not a
oh,
backhanded compliment. That's an insult.
Like she was probably playing on the street.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, she's 18 and still playing on the street.
She's got a ball, some
Yeah.
sandcastle shit.
She should have been home at 10 o'clock. You know, like that. Like
She had a curfew, but we let her out.
yeah, yeah. It's like always something savage, but like they
She went to-
still care.
That
She went to
means-
visit
that
her
means-
dad in the tree.
That means in my family's case, it would have been like, if you were too stupid to fucking see the car coming towards you, you deserve to die.
Yeah,
Let's
right.
make the new
Your
one.
family won't say
and
anything,
tell
you'd be
them about
dead.
cars.
You wouldn't know what your family says.
Yep.
God damn.
So there's a lot of death in today's news.
I
What's
know,
up
I'm
with this?
sorry.
It's
Danny,
okay,
that-
man.
Danny
There's a lot of
the
stuff
Dark-
nowadays.
the
There's a lot
Grim
of death
Reaper.
in this country.
That was both today.
Oh, okay.
Or well, that happened on Friday, but it was in today's news.
Late ass.
Today
Like
news.
news people.
There's a
People
lot
trying to
of
hold
death in
back.
this country.
They're trying to hold back the info.
I know, right?
It's all these disasters.
What else we got?
Texas lawyer fired after argument with an Uber driver.
Is it one of those like cases where the rider's drunk and assaults the Uber driver? There's a lot of those.
Well, she was drunk, yeah, but she was just saying a lot of really horrible things to him, I guess, and he caught it on video.
And he got fired?
No, she got fired.
Oh, okay.
She got fired because she was a lawyer, and
That's ironic.
the firm that she worked for was like, we don't want
You
this
represented
in our
them.
Yeah, we don't want her representing us. Yeah, I know.
Can you blame them? That's pretty bad.
Oh,
conduct.
dude, there's
To an
like
Uber
there was like
driver,
this teacher, this like doctor.
How crappy was this Uber driver? What's his rating?
I don't know.
What's his rating?
They have ratings. I don't know.
I don't take Ubers.
I want to give them
So
credit.
when you take an Uber, you yourself as a passenger get a rating, and you could rate the person driving. Like my rating is, I think it's out of 5. I'm at a 4.2, just because.
Mr. Brown.
Say.
You shouldn't have said anything.
No, I was under the assumption maybe that they got freaked out because of my snoring or whatever.
You didn't fall asleep on the rides, from what I remember. I was cussing a lot.
How
though.
far was that drive? Damn.
No, man, when we were in
it-
California, I
yeah.
fell asleep every car ride.
Jesus.
Well, I bet that takes forever with all the traffic.
Yeah, LA was
LA is always crazy.
Yeah.
Permanent.
But yeah,
Anyway.
like maybe like she was super like tilted and pissed off because
That's-
the guy was
She-
driving like an idiot.
She wanted him to go a certain route, and his GPS was going a different way, and so she freaked out because she was drunk and thought that he was like,
Trying to abduct her.
yeah,
Oh my god.
pretty much. And so she started using foul language and
That sucks.
apparently
I mean-
hit him.
Was
Yeah.
Okay, I know
See,
this
now
is.
that's where it goes too far.
You don't put hands
Yeah.
on people.
You shouldn't have taken that step. I mean,
Only the bus driver gets to do
without
that.
even without knowing 100%, that was dumb. I mean, being drunk though, I mean, that
Well,
made it
I
worse.
mean, I understand. Like, she's probably afraid for her safety and all that stuff. But yeah, you shouldn't.
She legit could
That
have just
has
asked them to let her out, and she would have got out.
And they
Yeah.
track their driver.
Yeah, can't you just be like, this drive is
yeah.
over. You can like,
When
please
you pick
leave.
a route, they go that route, and when you want to get out, they have to pull over and let you out. She could have just said, "Let me out now. I don't trust you," and he would have just been like, "Bye."
moved
like,
on, yeah.
But I mean, she straight up attacked him. Like that was
That's
so
assault.
unnecessary.
That's assault.
Yeah, that's assault.
Yeah, so I mean, a lawyer getting an assault charge looks really bad.
Because you're
Granted,
like,
she's drunk. Yeah.
yeah, that's not an excuse.
Yeah.
That's not an
Yeah.
excuse to assault someone,
Not-
right?
not
Just
when
then
you're-
every drunk
I
father
don't know, like,
everywhere
being-
would get away with everything.
I'm not a female. I'm nor drunk. And
Not
you know
Better
what?
not be.
anymore.
I'm not carrying your ass anymore.
But yeah, like, I don't know, like, have you two ever been in a situation, like, you know, where you feel you're drunk and you're uncomfortable and you feel like something bad is going to happen?
I was
mean-
worried one time. I had to get a stranger to take me home because I couldn't find any of my people. And so the entire ride home, I had like my hand on the door handle, and I was like trying to hide it. Like, I'm not scared of you, but really I
Wait,
am.
hold on.
It's scary.
Couldn't find your friend, so you asked a stranger
I was
to
drunk!
take you home?
She was just trying to get out.
Yeah, but it was like one situation to a worse situation.
I was
Sometimes
Well, I
it
mean,
seems
also.
like a good
You
place
put
to go.
yourself in there.
But I mean, when you get drunk and you're still worried for yourself, that's not an excuse for someone else to make you nervous.
First of all,
like
props to that guy for being a nice guy.
He
That's all
was
I'm
a
saying.
very nice guy.
Yeah,
I
props
was
to
just,
that
I was, you know,
she probably
But
was
yeah.
gonna choose someone that's.
I was ready to
worse.
duck and roll.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Shit!
Don't you
When they left the party,
Don't you
she
look
had
back.
that.
Yeah. She's
Oh
really
man,
good.
that's horrible.
That's crazy.
So yeah, like, you were ready to bounce, like, if anything bad happened, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright.
she was. But like, just props to you asking a stranger. I would have never asked a stranger too. Like,
I asked
When
like
you're
the
drunk, you
nicest guy.
was he wearing like suspenders?
He
and, like,
was.
Oh,
It
shit!
was
Stereotypes.
James.
Stereotypes.
In the middle of like the boondocks out
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Oh, never mind.
He had a plaid
so
shirt on.
Uber, but we don't have it.
I don't
Oh.
really
Yeah.
need it as much.
So what happens when you press this said button?
Cops track you.
Yeah, the
Okay.
tracking system comes automatically. But
Uber has to
in
give
our
them-
Uber, we literally have to either call the phone number or report it.
That's hella slow.
Yeah.
You'd be dead already.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing is,
Please hold.
as soon as the cops are notified, though, Uber has to give them the tracking for that car. So, like, if you literally give them the ID, they can literally find you right away. So, an Uber driver is the stupidest person to kidnap someone if they're in Uber. Like, that
but
would be
it has
dumb.
happened a few times.
No, it has. I'm just saying they would be the dumbest people to do it. Like,
Texas.
you shouldn't do that. Texas does
Why does
everything.
everything in Texas?
Because
I don't know. Why
they
is
don't have
everything in
to
Texas?
Or tracking.
Texas or Florida?
Yeah.
Those
Yeah,
two.
Florida's crazy.
They don't believe in
There's
tracking.
a lot
they
of
believe in
shit
guns.
people there.
Yeah, that's true.
The gat, though.
No,
yeah,
the
like-
guns are called freedom.
That's
Yeah,
called
well-
swords that you can carry on your
Freedom.
waist
I
now.
feel like I've been in your situation.
I bought a
but
Freedom
I wasn't
last
drunk. It was everybody else that was drunk that bothered me. Because like some people were like very violent. I was
Because yeah, like, I don't know, like, I'm just saying, like, you know, if you know you're expecting to go home, you're drunk, you're already kind of irritable and afraid, and then like, you know, you're just like, I don't recognize this place. What the hell you taking me?
I feel like I'd be like almost worried, but I mean, I feel like even drunk, I would ask questions.
Yeah,
I'd be
exactly.
like, "Oh, which route are we taking?" Or
Instead
and
of
then
just-
they could explain it. At least I would feel a little better because then I'm like, I know what to expect in the next 5 minutes, and if it doesn't happen, let me out. Like simple enough.
Maybe
she
it's-
just reacted
Yeah,
violently.
like maybe it's like the good guy in me. Like I'm just like, yo, homie, why are we taking this route and not this route?
Does
It's
she-
because my GPS is telling
Does
me.
she have any like weight on this argument? Because like one could argue that like she feared for her life.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much her argument, is that she was afraid that.
But like this is ironic because she's the lawyer.
yeah.
Because I mean, she
It just looks bad because it doesn't sound like she asked to get out. She just immediately
Yeah,
attacked
like-
the guy.
yeah,
which
yeah.
that is
You're
assault
right.
no matter what.
like she didn't like follow procedure.
That
Yeah.
and she was under influence, so like
And she
whatever she
should
said,
have.
they won't hold it.
Yeah, because she's a lawyer. She should know.
Another thing too is she's a female lawyer, so that already says a couple things. I mean, maybe she became a lawyer for a reason. Maybe she has some shitty things that have happened to her when she was younger.
Probably. Yeah.
I mean, because
We're going
usually
deep here.
most lawyers are male,
That's a
very
lie.
clearly. I mean, a female lawyer that's a rough field to get into, and I mean, usually there's a reason. It's like female cops, you know. You just don't see it as often, but usually they have some
I
reason for being
know.
there.
Ask Andrew. He loves female cops.
Oh yeah, Wong.
That's the thing
Wait,
that
what?
wrongs him.
Oh, this is so stupid.
It's all Wong's fault.
Do we know that?
Oh,
But
Yeah.
also
I heard about
Wong's
that.
fault.
What was her name? Officer Jenny? Be all-
Oh
That'd be
shit.
tight.
I have to look at the card again.
Officer Jenny's.
I just remember she was very, very pretty.
For a cop?
Come back.
That's crazy.
I hit another old lady. Please come back.
No.
I didn't hit her. This motherfucker hit her. Just come back and talk to me calmly without that taser.
I don't know what's happening. Just yell at me.
I just let the car roll, okay?
I wasn't even there.
Shit.
I've traveled 500 miles to give you this.
What's on the agenda now?
Commit 500 crimes. Let's see.
Man.
All right, what's up? What we got? What else we got? Give us something good, something juicy.
Oh,
Juicy. Okay.
Kevin Spacey.
No more.
no more Kevin Spacey.
I don't know. Did you guys know the guy that created Rurouni Kenshin got caught with child porn?
You said that, yeah.
Yeah.
Explain what that is, because
What?
someone like me doesn't even know what the hell that
Okay,
is.
so there's famous manga / anime.
Like
Rurouni
legendary. Yeah.
Okay.
Aired back on Toonami and all that stuff. It's like one of like the OG shows. So like if you're into anime and was born in the 90s, you probably watched this
It's so
show.
weird, I've never seen it. And
Rurouni
all those
Kenshin?
things. If somebody just shows it to me, I might recognize it right away.
Okay.
I know it's samurai based, right?
It's like
something like that.
another name for it is Samurai X.
my
okay, I know that.
my like comparison to it is like Rurouni Kenshin is like the samurai version of Trigun.
Okay. So yeah, I've seen some of that. I haven't seen a lot of it, but
Yeah,
I've seen some of that. I know.
His gimmick is that he's so good at being a samurai. He has a reverse blade sword, so the blunt side is the front, so he doesn't kill people.
I know exactly
Yeah,
what
so
this is. I remember this.
Yeah.
That was cool.
But yeah, so like he was like a fantastic author or mangaka. Got a bunch of work done.
Yeah, he's pretty
and
popular.
Then, now caught with possession of child porn.
That's crazy because I want to know more. Like I know this is the topic we're talking about, but
That's okay.
Yeah.
You gave me time to actually pick up
Okay.
a new one.
But
so
the thing is,
keep
like the fact that like why now? You know what I'm saying? Like
Let me get some info on this.
yeah,
too. Find out.
Internet's been around for a while, and then all of a sudden this child porn
Let's-
shows up on his
Let's
computer.
figure out how he got caught. too, 'cause,
FBI
like,
man, FBI wants
This could be
to send you to jail.
This could be a lot
I
of
don't know. Like I mean, like that's the thing. Like with, or I guess like the guy that makes Food Wars and all that stuff. Like he started or his profession before being famous and all that stuff. He was drawing hentai.
Yeah, but they're not children. That's the
The thing is
with it.
that if you'd say that then, but now that's not true. Half of that stuff literally is kids, or people made to look like kids.
Yeah,
They're like
exactly.
they're clearly 11, but
know,
they go,
like,
oh, they're 18.
like the
and I'm
whole
like,
they
Well, no,
concept.
hold on.
I
At
can't
the same
remember the
time,
name is, but
we
there's a
don't
name
know.
for that.
I didn't look
Yeah,
into the
it's
article any further, but
looking
we
it
don't
up.
know if it's like actually like real kids or like it's not manga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But we
true.
talked about that too, and I was like, they usually do not ever put child porn possession on someone who doesn't have a real life depiction.
Right.
So like, it's different because like again, somebody can draw someone to look very young, but then as long as it's the creators can say, oh, they're 18, and then immediately it doesn't count.
Right.
So like
Wrong
even
with
if
concept.
even if you looked at that, it doesn't mean anything. But
So it's
like,
gotta
if
be
you have to
real.
have, there has to be
Yeah.
something solid. Like he'd have to have maybe. Honestly, I mean, it could have been an accident as much as something just coming up on your fucking PC from some other reason, and
It's
that
like,
still
no.
counts because they track that shit. But it would have had to be constant enough that they thought something was
I
wrong.
think it's sabotage. A rival did it.
Yeah. It
Oh,
hurts.
yeah, here, according to a report by whatever it is, Kotaku and shit, they found DVDs featuring new girls aged below 15 years old in his office and in his home. He had solid DVDs of nude children.
Like that shit.
So he this was very
You're like
purposeful.
protecting him to the death. He was innocent, goddammit! He had tattoos of underage kids on his body.
I guess somebody alerted
Someone
them.
drew that. It's erasable marker.
So somebody alerted them to him buying illicit DVDs that they were suspicious because he must have said it to someone, and then when the cops got there, he had all of them. All of them.
Oh man, snitches get stitches.
Yeah.
Caesar's jealous. Caesar's fake. It's a lie!
Ugh.
I'm biased as hell. I mean, like that man. Yeah, I said the man made Kenshin.
So he's not remorseful at all. He really doesn't even care. He literally quoted, "I liked girls from the upper grades of elementary school to around the second year of junior high school." That's
I
all
get-
he told them.
Oh,
That
He
guy's
doesn't care at
okay,
all.
this guy's gross, but I gotta give him props for his
he's
confidence.
OG.
You gotta give him props.
OG
Like
Asian.
to be just be like, yeah, I like little kids. Like, what am I gonna do? You know, like that's how you.
not do it. That's the
Yeah.
point.
But you know, that's the thing. It's like I feel like at that point, he needs help versus sending him to
The
jail.
problem is that like that's kind of your thing. Like you have to get help, and I mean he clearly chose the other way. There's actually a lot of help groups for this shit.
That's what
There's
I'm
an
saying.
entire secret network for helping pedophiles not be pedophiles.
I don't
and the
know,
cops
but
know
if
about
someone
it,
has
and they
never
stay
told
out of
you
it.
that's wrong in your whole life, like, I find it hard to believe.
No, it's not even about that. It's just they wouldn't tell someone for them to tell them. They're
I
not
don't
gonna
know,
go,
man.
I like little
Crazy
kids,
people
is that
don't know
right?
they're crazy, is what I'm saying.
Is that
Right?
right?
Because then immediately, I mean, even your family member would call the cops on you. They'd be like, what? Yeah, I'm attracted to little
Let's just
girls.
hope this guy doesn't have kids, does he?
It doesn't sound like.
Okay.
They didn't. Well, I mean, he probably does, but they didn't talk about it. It was only about them finding it in his office stuff. So I mean, he obviously lives and breathes work.
All our
He brought
heroes.
them to work.
What?
They're in his
Oh, he
office.
brought
He brought the
porn to
DVDs.
work.
Oh, shit.
They were in his home.
No, man, they're
and in his
implanted.
office. Well, that's what they
That
got
was
alerted
break
to
time.
because he told someone he was
This
purchasing
guy
something,
was.
and they said it was illicit.
This guy was not trying to be like.
No, he brought it right to his office.
He was
his
trying to get
Tokyo
caught.
Office.
That's what I'm saying.
He didn't give a shit anymore.
Yeah,
I
he's
mean,
like-
both places, in your house and your office. He clearly at the point where like,
Oh.
He's in his
yeah,
car. He's got photos of it in his bag.
That hurts, man. That hurts me.
I don't want to talk
Real
about
it
it.
hurts me more that they didn't
I mean,
catch it
explain
sooner because
why
obviously this has
Kenshin
been going
likes
on for a
Karu
while.
so much.
I mean,
But Karu is.
No, they're ages apart.
Yeah.
Dude,
he got so careless. This has been going on for a long time. Obviously, I mean, God knows how long.
he probably
he's
just
had this.
it became normal to him, so
I mean,
normalized it.
careless with child porn.
I'm not
That's
saying.
a level.
That's
Like,
what I'm saying. He got he's like, okay, let's move on.
It could be worse.
Let's move on.
Gross.
it's just horrible. It's horrible to read. Okay.
All right,
I don't like.
Haley should find news.
I don't like that topic.
Newsmaster, what have we got?
What? Oh.
I tried to look up good news and I couldn't find anything. It was just like
Yeah,
somebody,
no,
somebody
no, this
accused
country.
of sexually
Not
harassing
this
someone in a
fucking
cab and some of this, and I'm like, that's not good news.
Can we just talk about Overwatch?
I was just trying to find things that
we're
not
not playing
everyone
it, this is
already
bad
knew
news.
about.
What's that?
Huh?
What'd you say?
I was just trying to find things that not everyone
Oh,
already
okay.
knew.
That's okay.
It's hard to find. Good
What else we
news.
got?
This one's kind of local.
Oh.
It's from King 5 News.
Oh, okay.
So, Bremerton shipyard workers exposed to dangerous toxins for years.
Yeah.
Oh snap!
Wait,
That's scary
so
because
Radioactive or
toxins. So it could have been air, could have been like radiation.
liquid or anything. But
yeah, like I have a buddy
Harmful
who could have
poisons
worked
like
there.
cyanide and chlorine.
Cyanide.
It
Where do they work? Death
a
Factory?
shipyard, I don't know.
A lot of those
But it took
factories run
7
like that,
years
though.
for the shipyard's managers to take action.
Oh, so they knew about it.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Damn, that's fucked
Oh,
up.
Case
man.
closed. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
I
That
found some
motherfucker
good
was working
news.
there, was he?
Nah, he had a job offer there,
Oh.
and he was debating going there or BP.
Oh,
And yeah, he was like, yeah, BP.
I found some good news.
Clearly, BP was a better choice.
Grandpa
Yeah.
granted dying wish of being
Well,
buried
there were
with
warnings
cheesecakes.
about the equipment before it opened in 2006.
So, like,
Whoa.
don't they have like
So
safety
long.
inspections? Like, what?
They should
What
have.
happened?
Money,
They probably
money
had- yeah.
happened.
Yeah,
Got
they
paid
probably-
off.
Well, because they said
Most
they were trying to
inspectors
take
are
care of it
paid
for
off.
7 years, so that means they did have it, but somebody paid them under the table.
Oh yeah.
A great majority of people they'll pay inspectors to not say anything.
I can't- I
literally
can't-
worked in a restaurant that did the exact
Yeah.
same thing.
I can't. I actually can't wait for this like investigation. To, like, see what happens. Like, how far does it go? You know.
I worked in a food
Goes
place
goes
that
all the way to Gary
literally
Locke.
let horrible shit happen.
You guys remember Gary Locke?
Yep.
It's crazy.
Gary Locke was like the most like whitest Asian man or Asian white man I've ever seen. I was confused. Like I look at him like you Asian.
You couldn't tell unless
Yeah.
it turned
Biggest
sideways or
banana
some shit.
/ Twinkie, whatever
He
you
was
want to
like
call
he
it.
was a creamsicle, dude. He was a mixture.
He was hiding that.
He was one of those like.
But yeah, like how many people like does it tell you like how many people were reported being
Yeah,
sick?
are they okay?
Or,
Probably the whole fucking crew.
Well, there's
like how bad is the sickness? Is it like
There's-
cancer level sickness or?
The third
Oh.
arm.
a third arm.
Yeah.
Ew. No, there's one guy that worked down there, and he was diagnosed with occupational reactive airway disease,
Oh.
irritable
I don't even know what that is. It
larynx,
sounds hurts.
My sister actually has something similar to that. The rad.
irritable larynx, vocal cord
Yeah, the throat.
dysfunction, as well as anxiety and depression.
They were breathing that
I
shit
mean,
in, so
when you
yeah,
get
it
told
would
you're
damage
about to
your
like
throat, lungs,
suffer a
and-
shit ton
You're
of things that
dying.
could kill you.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'd be a little scared too.
Fuck, they all need like oxygen tanks or just like fresh or.
One of them needs a voice box.
Dude, a voice box, we won't even fix that shit. It's so burnt.
Burnt.
One of them talks like JP from Grandma's Boy. That sucks.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, there's nothing to talk about. It just sucks.
Yeah, that,
Yep.
terrible.
It's just like what you would expect from like typical like
Shady
like,
businesses.
Yeah, like that like high corporate like business like type deal where they're
Hey, do we know which company it is? Or is it like...
Well, the worst part about that is
They
like,
refused
the crew was getting sick, but they didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
And if like somebody had to call
like they were probably aware of something.
Yeah.
I'm sure like all the people that were sick, they're like, yeah, this is probably what's
Well,
messing me
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
And then they're like, the higher ups are like, oh, you're gonna talk to us about this? Oh yeah, sure, we'll look into it. Never get back to them.
They're probably like, yeah, like kind of woozy sometimes. They're like, oh yeah, it's probably nothing, and then they probably like, yeah, we saw like a leak here. Like, oh yeah, we're working on that. They just kept delaying it, delaying it.
Hit the button. They know.
It was at a
Send in
wastewater.
the cleaners.
It was at a wastewater treatment facility at the Puget Sound
gross.
Naval Shipyard.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
So where people shit, it goes
Ruh-roh.
to.
Bad things going down.
Yeah, so
Most
they
of that.
they generated thousands of gallons of hazardous liquids every day.
That sucks.
Yep.
They were breeding mutants over there.
Couldn't box that shit up.
Yeah, we're
going
working
into
in like
that
full
job, you
hazmat
kind of
suits
know.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Reminds me of like the old school miners. You kind of
Yeah,
you knew what you were getting
exactly.
into, but I mean like they
Well,
wanted to
there's
make money and they couldn't really like.
they know what they're getting into, but there's also safety precautions that
Supposed to be.
the responsibility of the establishment.
That's why this is more like the mining jobs.
Yeah.
They didn't care about your safety. It was about how
Yeah.
much money you were willing to make.
That's
and
the
how long
stuff
you were willing to
they're
hold it out.
trying to
But it's
prevent
like-
from rehappening.
It's like modern day. You should be able to be like, oh yeah, that shit's not stable.
Right.
Box it or wear a goddamn suit.
But when it comes to this stuff, it was like, how long are you willing to wade into it until you're done? That's as far as your paycheck goes, which is unfortunate, but people will do it because they need a paycheck. They need to be able to pay their bills.
Well, that's what happens when you cut corners.
Yeah.
You want to hear
Which-
some of the problems from
Oh,
the
sure.
facility?
Let's hear what the mutants are.
Well, not the mutants,
Tell me
but
mutants.
Oh,
like-
at the
like,
facility?
place, like,
Okay.
The cyanide alarms didn't work properly.
Oh
Great.
my God.
Ventilation systems to draw toxins out of breathing spaces didn't work. Lack of training of the employees.
Well, because then they would know.
Yeah. Hazardous material holding tanks overflowed.
Ew.
Pipes carrying toxins leaked.
Oh man.
Chemical odors were observed. And automated pump systems were problematic.
Yo,
So how's this-
crazy.
The whole
Like,
factory
How,
didn't even work.
how is this factory working?
So they don't
They
train.
getting
They,
bribed and bribing, man.
well,
I know.
they train these people very minimal, give them a good paycheck, and then they tell them to go in, and they don't know enough to know that that shit should be working the right way. Like, oh, that vent's not
Duct
working.
tape
Is that
on
okay?
everything.
Yeah, I think
Foreman's
so.
just like,
Oh,
wow,
yeah,
push
the
these
tank
barrels over
overflowed
there.
again.
Just do it.
Yeah,
All
because
I
they
know
probably
is
just
that
assume that
company's
someone's going to come in
gonna
and
shut
clean
down,
it.
'cause after
Yeah, or
that
they clean
lawsuit,
it, and then that's like, that's
they're
my
fucking
job.
done.
But
They're-
then they don't know that that's not
Once you
your
get
job.
exposed, like it's so hard to backpedal once you
Yeah.
just get
They
exposed.
just let people do it under the assumption that that was just the normal way to go, and they trained them enough to know any difference.
Just taking care
Because
of
then
this
they would have
shit.
got caught a lot.
The funny part is the whole point is that they're trying to cut corners and save money, but now they're going to be like super in debt. Like
Yep.
That's how it always goes. They
So
always get
stupid.
caught and get charged so much more than what they would have paid just to fix stuff.
exactly, yeah,
That
way
event-
less too.
That
Way
event
less.
could have lasted for ages, but no, now you're going to pay for it all at once and more.
So and then both parties have to suffer. They don't have money.
Imagine
People
that?
are sick. You know.
Thing
Yes,
to
they
pull
were
punches
even
in there.
expressing concerns before it opened.
Oh, how old is that factory? Like, when did it establish?
People weren't very good.
It opened in 2006.
Oh, that's fairly
It's that
new.
recent. Nothing
Yeah.
works.
So pretty much they created a bootleg like hazardous waste
They're
factory.
creating moonshine in there
Yeah,
too.
exactly. Like it's like broken in the first place, and they just went with it. That sucks.
That's scary ass shit.
Because like the people that
oh, it's gonna be a haunted shipyard.
Oh, that shit.
Oh, damn.
You know who they're gonna sue
There's
for
a
that
lot of
too?
fucking
All
ghosts
the
there.
building people, everybody who helped them build that factory to their
Inspectors.
code, they're gonna sue all of them to get the money they're about to be charged because they're gonna say they
cemetery.
cut corners and they're not gonna be able to say anything back because they did build it, but to their specifications. But they never went back and said anything either, so because it would make them look bad.
that's just terrible.
So they won't lose any money. They'll just get it all from the people they contracted, which is really sad and pathetic. Big business.
I do feel bad for the workers that.
Oh, yeah,
man.
definitely.
Yeah.
Gotta feel bad for them.
The higher ups can go eat a dick.
They should make them work there.
Right.
Really?
Yeah, like the ultimate justice is that
Yeah.
if that's what you want your workers to be doing, you should be doing that too.
I hate to say it, but I still believe eye for an eye does work. I mean,
It's
people are
the-
less
it's-
likely to do something.
It's
that's
a pretty
done
good
to them.
lesson, yeah. The thing is,
it
like,
sucks in some cases, but I mean that's what you plan to do to other
well,
people.
I think
you
the
don't
problem with
understand.
that is like you can say like you can be like, oh, it was an accident. I didn't mean to do that. So iPhone that kind of sucks. You know what I'm saying?
True,
Like,
but I feel like people will be able to work it out. You know, like I
In
mean,
this
if
case,
somebody clearly intentionally does it,
I feel it's equivalent.
yeah, but the law doesn't work like that.
Yeah, no,
Sounds
exactly.
like-
That's the problem.
it's like
that's what I
someone
mean.
who comes up
Yep.
and shoots you, you should have the option to shoot him back in the same
Yeah.
way. Because I feel like that's only fair, because you're probably less likely to shoot someone again after that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, you have another one.
Oh,
Okay, so anyway, quick intermission while she's looking at that.
Okay.
So I've been on my newsfeed. I found this like article of like a little girl that was sex trafficked. You guys seen that little like newsfeed thing?
I feel like I might have. But
So she was okay. So she was sex trafficked for like 20 years or whatever, and then like recently she like got enough courage to like kill her pimp. Right.
Damn.
I
Yes.
think the funny part is the pimp's name was Cutthroat. It's like,
How did she cut
now
herself?
it's only
How did she
real.
cut
yeah, right. So anyway, kills her pimp, but now she has to spend the rest of her life in prison till
Because she killed him.
because she killed him. When she like, and she's like young. She's like maybe 26 or something.
That's why I find their guys' rules here so weird. It's like that whole, if someone breaks into your house, you can charge them, but if you hurt them, they can charge
they
you
can
back to
sue
say you
you, yeah.
injured them.
Our justice is so flawed. This fucking country itself is
The
so
thing
flawed.
is,
It's
though,
weird.
When
It's-
you think about it, it's still like a true justice, though, because like you hit someone, so you still get assault because you still did the action, and then like he still gets charged for breaking and entering. So it's like, unfortunately, as shitty as it is actually a pretty much perfect system in that
It
way.
doesn't side with anybody.
It accounts for everyone.
That's what it is.
Which is
Yeah.
how it's supposed to be, but I mean, they
Yeah,
do
because
it
like
wrong.
if someone literally breaks into your house and then like falls down the stairs and goes, "This motherfucker had busted stairs and I broke my leg breaking into his house," he'll get charged for breaking in your house and he can get to sue you.
That's also what they tell you on your properties, to always put no trespassing like on your house or your yard or something, because if you do have that up and they clearly see it coming in, you do technically have the right to act back and they can't really do anything.
I'll just say you will die.
You have to have there has to be a warning on anything if you want to sue someone for it.
You should just have an ending, never-ending loop of that scene in Pulp Fiction, where the guy like they go into that shop and they're just like, oh, and then they next thing you know they're stuck in the
Isn't
basement.
it a Bruce Willis's
Yeah.
it's like his shop?
And Ving Rhames, yeah. So
I mean,
that's
it's a good and horrible system. Really.
yeah, it's
for the wrong reason.
it doesn't favor anybody. That's why it's like it favors the entity of.
It would just be nice if they, when they brought it down to that, it was like, okay, well, here's the reasoning, and then pick it apart from that point.
I just
Like,
feel bad for this girl. Like
that's
like
so
there,
bad-
she
so
has
messed
no
up.
she has no justice.
Yeah.
She might get a lot of like sympathy in the future for justice, though, just because of the situation. Like,
I guess
media will
like,
probably honestly be media will save her.
she'll because they gave her 69 years in prison.
The fuck?
Yeah,
That's unreasonable.
something like
That's
that.
crazy.
And it's a weird number, like 69 years. Really, like that's kind
for somebody who's been like for killing somebody who traffics other people.
yeah, and,
That's
yeah,
what
and,
I'm saying.
that's what I mean.
Media
like,
will save that woman
technically
because
she
they will
did- she
outrage
did-
over this shit.
society a favor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but
And
she
even if
still
she
kills
didn't,
somebody.
she was like literally being sex trafficked. What the fuck was she supposed to just let it keep happening?
Yeah,
Like,
and that's the point I'm trying to make is like she's a victim
she
here.
will be able to appeal though. So,
yeah.
like they put her in jail right away because she still murdered
Yeah.
someone, but like her appeal will probably go fairly well after people go, what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
my-
like,
my guess they'll
there's a
look into
chance
the-
that like like with good behavior and all
Nah,
that.
yeah, my guess
I
is they'll
think
look
that
into the
69 years
details.
will go down drastically.
You know, they'll look into the details of the crime. Be like, okay, she was sex trafficked. She was young, underage. you
Her
know.
appeal board probably takes some heavy sympathy with
Yeah.
that shit because they're gonna be like,
And then you'll have that like
old.
one man that's like, she deserves every bit of it.
But you know that means
That's still
nothing
in jail, though.
in the majority, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
media is going to play a big part because once people get whiff of that, they're going to start like freaking out and like they're going to want to say something that makes them look good to everyone else. And you want your political campaign to go anywhere.
Yeah, but she'll probably get a pardon or something. I don't know. But it just
She'll
still
probably get
sucks because she
pardoned.
still has to go to prison.
Yep.
Yeah,
You know.
it's just
Yeah.
just
And
on
she's
the
already
account
had
of
to
something.
go through a whole bunch
Yeah.
of crazy shit.
It's terrible.
Granted, I mean, I guess in some way, I'm like, I'd almost rather be in prison than sex traffic with some fucking pimp that could kill you the next morning.
Yeah, 'cause, like,
she's
that's
lucky
all
she
she
survived
did
as
for
long
her
as
life.
she did in the first place, or maybe not so lucky, but you get my point.
Right.
I mean, she probably
From
wouldn't have even been
pimp
alive.
cutthroat.
She's obviously strong enough. She murdered the fucking guy, and she survived 20 years. Of
I mean, you
fucking
can be
sex
strong enough
trafficking.
as long as they're asleep. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, wouldn't you rather?
Huh?
I'd rather be asleep.
No, I mean like you're always stronger than them when they're asleep.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying that she was able to survive that for
Yeah.
20 fucking years.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
like, she can
that
survive
takes a toll
this.
here.
She's definitely. I mean, in jail, I'm not worried for her. I'd be worried about for the people that are with her in
Right.
jail. She's like the
Anyway,
Rorschach.
that was just a little blip from my news feed, and
Facebook blips.
I was like, that's messed up. You know, that sucks. In James Malia, I would have been like, all right, Cutthroat deserved it.
Cutthroat.
But then there we go, the eye for an eye thing. She killed somebody, so now what do we got to do for her? To her.
To her.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like hers was the second part, though. They did all that shit to her, and then she unfortunately didn't have the exact way of getting back. So I mean, she killed him. So it's like
that's
eye
why
for an eye.
That's why the law is.
It should end at him.
The law symbolized with the scales because it has to balance out.
Yep.
Somehow, and that's why they make in the statute it's a woman holding it because she's blind. She can't see anybody. She just has to hear what happens.
You know, there's actually a history thing on that the fact that she's blinded was actually a parody. It wasn't meant to be serious.
Well, that's
and not about her being able to dispense justice. It was the idea that justice was blind, as in it was unhelpful.
Right.
As in blind to people's issues. And then they used it, like, oh, justice is blind, it sees everyone equal, but she don't see shit. That's the problem.
That's what I'm saying. It makes sense because if you
see
start
what they want to see.
Because the problem is when you start seeing, you'll have stuff happen like that Jeremy Meeks guy. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
The super pretty convict.
Oh yeah.
So he got like a new gig at being a model because he was attractive, but he was like, he's a piece of shit human being. That's why it needs to be blind.
It's like the guy, the rapist from the university. They got 6 months because they wanted him to keep doing his fucking.
Yeah, exactly.
Something.
They wanted him to keep
Brock
doing his
rapist.
sports.
It's called Brock rapist.
They thought that he was too outstanding a team member to be considered someone who could have done this maliciously. But even though he screwed an unconscious woman behind a dumpster.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember hearing that.
Yeah, but it's okay because he would never normally do that according to Dad, and that his dad petition saying that he should be able to continue going out of. Like,
I'm sure the lawyer would have never.
The dad defended him entirely.
That was an Asian kid. Our parents would have thrown us under the bus a long time ago.
Yeah, like,
under the bus.
oh, you're a
piece
piece
of
of shit. Yeah, cause he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, he's like, you need to rape him.
Yeah,
it's like that.
But that's what I mean, right? Like, and I mean, the fact that his dad defended him that way, you can tell why he's like that. I mean, his only argument was, I want my son to continue playing sports, and he would never do this kind of thing maliciously. And that was it. Like, that's his only statement. I'm like,
he was catering the toxic behavior, pretty much.
Catering? He created it. Like, that he probably tells his son all the time, like, fuck whoever you want, don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know, don't get caught, basically. He's like one of those kids that, like, fathers that teaches his kids how to use roofies. Probably.
Ugh.
Rich people, though.
Rich people, yeah.
Right.
I mean, we saw, like, what's, like, that game that you played.
What game was that?
God, the photo one. The one that everybody liked, the storybook one.
Telltale? Was it a Telltale game?
Sort of, no, but not quite. Like, there was the one that was on PS4 for all that time, and she takes pictures, and she can go back in time.
Life is Strange.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. Like, the whole thing came down to these rich, artsy fucking types, basically, like, roofing and, like, doing all these horrible things, and people were just unwilling to attack people because Daddy was a vicious fucking man who could do whatever he wanted, and he can get his son from doing, like, anything, you know? Like,
yeah, I never saw the mom, too. That was weird.
I don't think she exists in a plane where she has a choice.
Anyway.
She seems non-existent because he always signed it as like it was both of them, but like she never had a say. I don't think it was just kind of like a.
I mean, that makes sense now.
He's the man, you know.
The
like,
males, the males.
Yeah, that's all it was.
Yeah.
It was a power trip, and he could do whatever he wanted, and his son could do whatever he wanted, and he could get away with everything. That was the best part. Rich people, scary.
If Brock was black, if it was Leroy Brock. Like, he would have
69 years in jail.
He would have been like, he would have.
They would have had to move it to
thrown
70.
it away. There was no argument.
They would have moved it to 70 because it would have seemed too sexual to be 69 years.
Anyway, you get one more.
Oh, okay. Good, because this is the last.
Perfect.
This is all I got.
Somber note.
Okay. Speaking of feeling bad for women.
Oh, great.
Oh, great. Jeez, Danny.
Let's do this.
Okay. So, a woman is constantly sexually aroused because of a rare disorder and has to beg her partner for sex to help ease her symptoms.
Trigger.
What? Show me a picture of this lady.
What? Oh.
This guy. Is she a Magoog?
Is she a Magooga monster?
Oh, she's bald. Let me see.
She's not bald.
Oh, it looked like
She got the hair. She got the. I want to talk to your manager. Pulled back hair.
You know what she looks like?
Oh no. Who does she
tell
look
us.
like?
Looks like Texas.
Oh.
She
ruined it.
I
She
can
looks
kinda
like
see
who?
it.
No one important.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one important.
I know that disorder.
Okay, so tell us more.
For a minute there, I was like, I was gonna be like, I might volunteer as
It's
tribute.
the same thing as nymphomania.
Yeah, but it's a disorder, right?
It is.
That's what
uh,
nymphomania is.
What triggers
persistent- Oh, Well,
Everything.
nothing. Everything. She's always
It's a constant
aroused.
state.
Oh, she's always horny.
You literally
Always.
can't stop it. It's constant.
called persistent
I don't know how I
genital
feel about
arousal
that.
disorder, or
Wow, what a great thing to tell your
PGAD.
friends.
Yeah. So she,
Touch me is what it's called.
It's like, I don't know, like, you know, okay, guys will probably get like, that's awesome. You know, like.
It's not.
It's
and
not
yeah,
awesome.
No,
Not awesome at all.
She can't do anything. She hasn't left her house. She can't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she always has to get it on.
She don't.
Well, it causes
She gave
her
him those
pain.
DVDs.
Yeah, because it hurts after a while.
Yeah, because
Porn all
after
day.
so
Constant
long, the
blue
only
balls.
thing that relieves it is having sex, and you can't just constantly.
Can't you,
have
like-
Sex, so.
I mean, you could.
Can you,
That's
can you,
what
like-
scooters for, Danny. A scooter.
Can't
We
you, like,
finally found a use.
numb it out?
Why do you always have to
No.
bring up the scooter?
Because this is the perfect chance.
Oh my god.
They could have tested it
We
out.
need to
Maybe
send
you
one
can
of those
solve
to
it.
her.
We should. She could just go to work and she's got the fucking scooter with the
Oh,
dildos and
this is
shit.
her.
A libido that never turns off is terrible.
Yeah, it's
Oh
horrible.
man, you're, look at
I
that.
feel like it's probably even worse for those women who
Yeah,
really the
right?
orgasm constant.
I was right.
Because that's the other disorder.
It's like 90% accurate.
This guy looks like he's okay with it, but he's tired.
It's like, alright.
They look a little trashy.
They do.
Yeah.
A little bit.
But I mean, considering
Is
her
it in
circumstances,
Texas?
I mean, can that really? I mean, considering her circumstances, it's not like she can really help herself, though. And I mean, she can't really make money if you can't really go to work.
I have questions.
Yep.
Oh, I bet you do.
Oh dear.
Was she always diagnosed that? Like, ever since she was a kid?
Since she was 13.
Oh,
Jesus.
You have to hit puberty first, because that wouldn't.
So,
start
like,
until
yeah,
then.
so it was always there.
So
and then-
she probably dreaded that fucking day.
She dreaded going to the doctor to find out what was wrong with her, so she didn't for a while, and then she was really relieved when she got diagnosed, because before that, her family just kind of thought that she was a whore.
That's terrible. She can't win.
Damn.
She can't win.
I mean, I would have been like, yeah, medically.
So I'm sure it was really embarrassing.
Horse disease. What do you have? I have horse disease.
That's called gonorrhea.
As in, like, pour yourself up. I pour myself up.
Right.
So like, how bad is? Yeah, like so. Is it
Slutitis.
just like, it never ends. Like
It
she just.
never ends.
Damn.
Imagine just having a boner permanently.
That's
forever.
terrible.
So just
And
all
always,
this
like-
is just in pain because it's just
It
Throbbing.
always hurts.
Just think about blue balls. Like, if you can't do it,
That's what it would be
blue
like for her
balls all
every
the time.
day, forever.
That shit
Because
hurts.
it does actually, like, that can actually happen to women. It does hurt.
Blue eggs.
Blue eggs!
she's
Blue
also
tubes.
on.
Blue sacks.
Blue tubes.
Blue tubes. There you go.
If this helps you, Andrew, she is on 30 different medications to ease her pain.
Holy shit.
Probably has, like, the equivalent of fibromyalgia for her fucking genitals.
30. God
Can't even
damn.
fucking bend over to
Yeah.
grab a box because she's grabbing her own box.
The worst thing is, she probably can't take it all at once, so she has to take it, like, throughout the whole fucking day.
Yeah,
would
you
do-
like just fucking put me up on morphine and kill me now.
That would just wreck your your system. 30 pills a day.
Well,
like
then
30
there's like the condition one up from that where like literally women, and I don't think it affects men as much, but like women like, constant state of orgasm all the time.
Yeah.
So they literally like fall downstairs, can't hold shit.
Well, at least you
Yeah.
have that.
Yeah, but this one
Versus
is
this.
like
It's not good,
on
it's
the
extremely
verge
painful.
of orgasm, but not there yet. So
And the other
Just
one's the opposite. It's like
always.
on the other side of it, but like you be in constant fucking pain. Like
You
everything.
just be
would hurt.
lightheaded the whole time.
Not even lightheaded. You would be in crippling fucking pain. Like you wouldn't be able to function. Like
Wheelchair.
there's actually there's a
like, are you crippled?
whole
No, I'm
news
just-
of one
I'm
girl
just
who like
orgasming
she
all the time.
documented her story for all the time. And it's like literally at one point she
I'll back.
falls down a whole fucking flight of stairs because it just happens to go while she's on the stairs.
Yeah.
Which is every 5 minutes or so, and she's like it's excruciating. Like she'd be on the same probably medications.
terrible. Oh,
It's like having Parkinson's for your genitals.
her
Stop.
symptoms are pressure, burning, pounding, wetness.
I bet
pins
you
and
pounding
needles,
is one of
and
them.
Pounding.
Itching.
Itching, wetness. That
So I
sounds like
okay, I have a legit question for you guys. Those are going to JK
That sounds
territory
like.
here.
I know.
I have a legit question for you girls.
Oh god.
What would you guys prefer? That or like where you can't feel anything? Like no orgasm ever, no sensation.
That's a difficult
I think
choice.
because I can, I would choose not being able to because I wouldn't want the pain.
Yeah, I kind of feel like
So you
the
just
same.
want to be numb.
But I think after a while of not being able to, I'd be like, fuck this.
But
God damn it, just give me all of it!
You know what though? Actually, I'd say that even more solidly no, because she started when she's 13.
Yeah.
Most kids haven't even fucked anyone at 13 years old. If you're a female,
Should be scared.
Well, that's what I mean. No, you would just never know, so it
Yeah.
wouldn't bother you.
Ah.
Like, I mean, I have my own things, but like, you would never know, so like, it would never bother you as much.
Yeah, you wouldn't
I
know
mean, it
what
would
that
bother
feels
you
like
because
anyway.
people would talk to you, but you wouldn't be able to put like action to words. So you're like, whatever.
You'd be
and you
like,
move
yeah,
on.
it's great. Mm-hmm. Yep.
But I mean, like, that would just, like, she can't even go to fucking work. She's living, like, trailer trash with her trailer trash boyfriend.
So that's, yeah.
You want that shit? What a horrible life. Like, she can't do anything for herself. Like, that's the worst shit. She'd been on disability since she was 13 years old, basically.
I wonder...
Worst.
Okay, would you rather not have it?
Like,
or
have an erection all the time? Or orgasming all the time?
Yeah,
But you'd be also in
on the
excruciating
verge
pain.
of an orgasm all the time.
Do you want
or
do you
never
want blue
feel an
balls all the
orgasm
time?
ever.
I would just get frustrated because it wouldn't end.
But that's it. But I mean, like, you'd be in pain after a while because it puts strain on your whole body. Because, like, blood flow would really fuck you up. I mean, you'd be lightheaded all the time, which is also a problem. You'd be.
I always feel like my back is giving out.
As that
My back.
as that pain progresses, it's going to continue to get worse too, because it's going to become more and more like sore and bruised. Basically, like, it'll never end, and it'll just get to the point where you're on
I
30
just have
fucking
crutches on me all
medications.
the time.
It's almost, you'd think it'd almost be better just to not anything.
Yeah,
I'd rather get surgery to be like, just fucking get rid of
I would rather
everything.
not
Just
feel
take
like...
it all out.
Like,
I'd rather.
Like, I would rather
I
not
that way.
feel, versus, like, feeling all the time.
She
Because
can
feeling
put
all
her
the time
life
is
to
cool.
other uses, but that's like, I mean, that would be horrible. But like, I'd rather just have
What
it
about you
going.
guys?
Just kill the nerves, all of them.
There's an on and off switch that you can put inside me. Fuck it.
No, but that's the thing. There
that's-
isn't one.
You have no option. It's
Oh.
either never
Because I'm
ever,
pretty sure this lady would love an option.
and she probably does. You could probably have those nerves come.
She
back.
actually said that she would be totally happy if she could live the rest of her life without ever experiencing an
It
orgasm.
must be
Which I'm
crazy.
assuming, considering her circumstances, she wouldn't be able to afford the procedure necessary to do it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they have to do
Where'd
all
you grab
sorts
that?
of.
Well, isn't it? It would be like
Well,
brain
no, but
surgery.
she said she can't work.
Well, yeah, she can.
It would be
she's
brain
looking at
surgery
shit.
though, right? Because of the orgasms in the brain, not in the body.
That's
Yeah, but-
no, that's all muscle.
Yeah.
That's a contraction of muscle non-stop
nerve.
for like 5 fucking minutes.
Yeah, but once
man.
you turn that off, you're not going to be able to feel.
No, but I mean, it's not
But
just
like
here,
all your
it's
muscles
here.
contracting.
Oh,
and-
gotcha.
Your muscles would eventually bruise themselves. You'd be like the fucking Rock. Ripped shit. You'd have the most ripped body.
No, do you lift, bro? No, he's orgasm all the time.
Actually, have you seen that woman who literally lifts shit that way? She literally uses her fucking vagina to lift stuff. You would be the
Well,
fucking.
there's the
Oh,
same
I
with
heard
the
that.
dude
Yeah.
that
She
like
can do- I
uses
can't remember
his.
her
There's a guy that
So
ties
she-
his dick to stuff and like carries
No,
it.
this woman could literally like clench lift shit.
Yeah, she like
With the
squats
internal.
down and then picks something.
I think I've seen that.
No joke, it's like heavy weights. I mean, if you were like this though, holy fuck, you could lift. You could pull a truck with that bitch.
Can you imagine a superhero?
And that's the problem. Like, I mean, you imagine how much pain you'd be in. That'd be like if you literally had to work out from now to like, let's say 1 month from now, non-stop, you can't stop, period. You would be dead. You would die of exhaustion. You could never work. Your legs wouldn't function. I mean, you'd be fucked. She probably could barely fucking go anywhere.
No, yeah.
She could probably not
doesn't
even
go
move half the
anywhere.
time. Like, your body would be so much pain. It'd be a horrific.
Yeah, I'm waiting for these guys' answers. Like, they didn't answer.
Because you said off switch, you don't get a switch.
This is a hard question.
That's not a hard question. I would be like, no,
I feel
fuck
like for a
that.
woman, it's an easier question.
Oh, I get
I'd
it.
rather just know.
Yeah, because I'd
It's
rather
a big
be.
deal, but it's not the biggest deal.
Yeah, that's
I would rather not orgasm because I'd rather be like a fully functional member of society. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
exactly it, right?
Yeah.
You want to be able to survive.
Yeah, because I can find joy in other things.
I'm like, I would like to be able to do something.
You're like a
Yeah,
dead baby
I mean,
bastard.
I'd rather not. I could live my life without knowing.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
some guys have. You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
if it's,
Oh my
like,
God.
the difference is if it's like, as I said, like if it was just like, oh, Andrew, you're gonna be stuck with a boner for the rest of your life. I could be like, I can do that. I can live with that.
No, you're fucking jeans, dude.
You'd have to walk sideways all the
There'd
time.
be no pants all the time.
But the thing is, like, you know, like that state of like, you
Or
know,
skirt.
that, you know, like where you're
Oh,
like
that wouldn't help.
the constant, like, you know, orgasm part or like that feeling and all that.
No,
stuff.
it's like climax.
Yeah,
right?
like-
it's not post orgasm.
No, because like she's
It's not
she's
coital.
before this.
She's
and
like
other people
right
are after.
there,
At
but
the
not
cusp.
getting
exactly
over.
like
No release.
like
Yeah.
being stuck in that
Yeah,
state.
that's terrible.
I feel like
would suck.
I feel like
But,
you
like,
guys
you
think
know,
you could live with the constant boner thing, but I think that's not true because the blood flow would be really bad. You'd have like a real bad.
Oh wait, well,
like-
you're looking into the scientific.
have a-
We're talking about
You're
if you just
being
had a
too
boner.
medical about
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's had to live with this for how long?
We're just
in her
talking about
life?
having a boner all the time.
Yeah.
No, I know, but hers is medical because of
You have to
this.
pee like this.
No, but I'm being
You gotta
realistic.
piece it down. Yeah.
No, man.
I mean,
I go like
all
that.
you have to do is look at her story that it wouldn't be easy for either gender. I mean, like,
Yeah,
she's been
no.
dealing with this since she's 13, and now she has no
That's
functional
terrible.
ability in her
Yeah,
life.
that's terrible.
Men would feel the same way. They'd eventually end up at the
Constant
point where you
blue
couldn't do anything.
tubes.
Yeah.
It's not good.
You would be in constant pain forever, and it would just suck. It would just keep getting
Computer
worse and
blue
worse.
tubes.
I feel like dudes just have a heart attack eventually.
That's terrible.
That redirection.
Well, thanks, Danny, for all the
Well,
crazy
that's
news you
I like
gave us.
that it ended
today.
that way.
I know.
If you do have like a constant boner, it will give you a heart attack.
Yeah, because I mean, people
all the
die
blood
from
is
that
down
shit.
there.
There's a reason why Viagra says after 4 hours go to the hospital.
Yeah, so
I mean, this would be permanent.
if we took the boner out, we'd be dead in a day.
Took the boner out.
Took the boner out.
Broke it.
No more
Like a
boner
twig.
for you.
But I mean, that'd be even worse because it would be trying to fix itself. Instead
Well-
of dying out.
It's not a straw, you can't bend that shit the way you want it.
I
This
mean,
is a
you
wonderful
can, that's the
conversation
problem.
to end on, right?
Yeah, we talked about
new guy.
people dying,
People
toxic fumes.
I didn't realize how many people died in my stories until right
I know.
Damn,
You
that
chose
got
Pick
best.
something nice.
It is hard to
Have
find a good story,
It's
alright?
super hard.
Yeah, it is super hard to find a good story. You have to go like internationally.
You gotta go to
Everything
BuzzFeed.
Outside's good.
BuzzFeed has all the bullshit articles. So
BuzzFeed has some cool shit.
yeah. But anyway, that's
Or if you want to be super nerdy, Reddit.
that's our power hour of news. Thanks, Danny, for fighting those articles.
Yeah.
We're ending up.
You're
She's like,
welcome.
fuck you.
Thanks for ending on genital pain.
I hate the fact that legendary manga artist is a child pornographer,
Yeah, that hurts inside.
but
Aw.
it's not proven yet.
It is 100%
This is denial.
proven.
No, he's not.
So proven
It's like Bill
guilty,
Cosby
even
part
though there was
2.
DVDs.
found
You know what? It could be worse.
It would've been-
It could be worse,
It could be
but it
worse.
hurts just as much.
They could have got him
No.
only at the opposite
No.
would have been questionable, but this was
Because
his home too.
you know what?
Yeah.
It's
So
one thing
that's
to be like
solid.
looking
It's
at the
just
porno
not
all the
right
time,
there.
but he could be raping kids.
He's a straight
That's
pedophile.
true.
Yeah,
That's
being
what
a
the-
kid raper.
The
yeah.
ultimate defense for this guy would
I
be
guarantee
like,
that's what they're
those
worried
kids
about.
had it
Yeah.
coming. Like,
That's
can you imagine?
Oh my
Can you
God.
imagine that like super fan? It's like those kids
I'm
had it
hoping.
coming.
I'm hoping not, but I mean, usually if you have all that stuff already,
No, he's pretty
he's
guilty.
probably gone further than that, and they just haven't been able to
Real
prove that
talk,
yet.
he's pretty guilty.
Like honestly, if you wanted to look at the good side of that, is like he could have thought in his head this whole time, like, holy shit, I'm attracted to little kids, and he didn't fucking want to like do
Yeah,
that.
this
so
is
he-
his way of
so-
satiating.
Yeah, and so he was like done like protecting him, like protecting.
Well, that's
them
what his
and
defense
himself.
lawyer is gonna say.
So he's like,
And the problem
fuck
with
it.
that, though, is that by doing this, that he's endorsing the people who are literally filming these trapped kids
Yeah.
in God knows where fucking basement.
Did you? It's weird because did you know like there's this like midget? No, he's not a midget, but he's like a little man, and so like he was kind of like, oh, no woman will like me, whatever. So like he became a porn star.
No.
Are you looking this up right now?
No.
Okay.
Something else.
He became a porn star in Japan. He's a Japanese guy. He became a porn star in Japan, and now he's like one of the most popular ones because like I don't know. For some women, there's some women that want to have sex with a younger man, but like borderline kid. It's really weird, but like it went from like the sad story to like moderately okay.
Everybody has their fetishes.
Yeah.
I was trying to find something because when I lived in St. John, there one house down from me, there used to be this priest. This always starts with sorry.
Oh,
There
shit.
used to be a priest, and I was talking about this the other day, and basically he used to have a Sunday meet every Sunday. It was like
Meet and
honestly
greet?
we talked to him. He was a pretty nice guy. He was actually one of the fathers of one of our friends in school. We've known him for a long time, and he used to like parents come over with their kids and they chill and they talk and they do their whole little Sunday party and prayer and whatever, and they go home. And then this happened for months and months, and then all of a sudden I came home and there were 3 cop cars at his house, and I mean this is literally the yard adjacent. Like I'm looking at it and I'm like, what the fuck? So I went right in my house because I was like, I'm not dealing with this. This is bad. So we went in there because we were waiting, we're watching, and they take the priest out and they put him in the cop car, and I'm like, the fuck? I'm like, we've talked to him. I'm like, I've talked to his fucking son like not even a couple days ago. Like, what's going on? Come to find out that not even a house down from me is this fucking super pedophile priest. He had pictures and pictures of kids in his basement of the kids that were coming to the Sunday meet.
That's gross.
Their parents were there. And somehow he would escape long enough to fucking film them in his basement.
Were they like candid shots or were they like studio?
No, I mean, like, I don't know.
So the kids
He
didn't
was
know
just-
they were getting filmed. Is what I'm saying.
No, they knew.
They knew. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Like they just thought it was normal.
Because they had parents come forward later, like their kids making the accusations and shit. They're just like, but they were really young. Like we're talking very young. Like we're talking like almost toddler
Man.
to tween.
Like 5?
Yeah, like 5 to 10 kind of deal. Because most church people's kids are pretty young. I mean, they
we were
Yeah,
gonna
by
end.
the time you
succession.
turn into a teenager, you're
You're
like,
gonna end on a bright note. You gotta bring the story
no.
up.
No, it's just kind of relatable because I was just like, it's just a surreal situation.
Oh, yeah,
you
it
wouldn't think that person
happens.
would be fucking guilty in the least, and then you're just like, I mean, this man was doing it himself. It wasn't even just that he was getting them from somewhere else. He was the photographer. I mean, and it's sad that none of those kids ever said anything. And then he was waiting on his sentence, his crime sentence thing to go to court. And when he was trying to go to court is when I was moving here. And then literally that same week, they said man escapes province while waiting for court date, goes to BC. He was in the same city as me again after I moved all the way across the country trying to escape his court date. They caught him again, but I was just like, what a creepy ass coincidence because he moved the same time
Catch
I
him in a
did.
Build-A-Bear or something.
I'm too old for him.
True.
Creepy.
Pedo-Bear,
He was
too
really-
old.
He was really old too. Like this man's probably at least in his 60s.
Oh.
And I was like,
Well, the sad part is like a trusted member. Of
oh, he
society.
went right to fucking jail so
Yeah,
fast.
that's a
Like
sad
they caught him
part.
and it was over because I mean, you ran to the other side
I
of the
mean,
country.
he's
obviously
lucky he made
guilty.
it to jail. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how well he's done in there because we haven't heard about anything
Also,
since.
there's
And I mean,
no toddlers in there, so.
No, I was saying they like
oh,
child
there's some men
rapists
that
get
think
the
they're
worst
toddlers,
in prison.
but they
I
rape
think.
you.
They die.
They die in prison.
Yeah.
Child rapists. Yeah.
Pedophiles and wife beaters tend to die the soonest because people don't. It's like weird. Like,
It's weird. They
They
have
don't
the,
go to jail for the
they,
same
they,
thing.
have,
It's just kill
they have
them.
like
There's a
prison
code.
code. Yeah, but
It's,
you like to fuck little boys, huh?
wife
And then like
beaters,
we'll kick you in the
pedophiles,
ass.
child killers, and
Yeah.
there's another one, but I don't remember. I know pedophiles are usually like they're the number one though. Like the moment they find out you're fucking doing shit with kids, dead.
It's really
You'll
weird.
die.
Yeah, a bunch of criminals that have their own code, like of
Well, because
conduct.
like they fucked up their life, so like, why are you fucking this kid?
Even scarier is he's a priest. I mean, like,
Yeah, right. Double,
some guy's gonna kill a
double,
priest pedophile.
double
here.
jeopardy.
I mean, like if that's
God.
Always a holy man.
Anyway,
a holy.
we went a little bit over on an hour, but it was all good, all fun.
Yeah.
There's a-
Fun in quotation marks.
This was depressing.
Yeah.
Thanks, Haley. Jesus.
She brought that first.
Oh, come on.
Anyway, thanks for listening to our podcast. If you have any questions, just message us. Drop us a line on. Now I feel awkward.
We'll come back to
Please
you.
Give us a fucking happy article.
Yeah.
We'll come back to you soon.
Send
With
Oh, yeah, yeah.
something that's
Send-
not sad.
Send
Here, I'll just give you
send
the,
Danny some articles where it's not sad.
I'll give you the title of this one. That's it. Grandpa granted dying wish of being buried with cheesesteaks.
On that note, have a good night, everybody. Bye bye.